ABC's new series Ladies in Black gives us vintage fashions and feminist anthems. Ladies in Black, the new 6-part ABC series, opens with Magda, Debbie Mazar, the head of goods luxury department stores, model gowns. As Magda is striding assuredly down the main street, we hear Peggy Lee's famous 1962 anthem of feminist resilience, I'm a Woman. Chic and modern, the epitome of the confident 1960s woman, she wears a hat from the vintage clothes collection of costume designer Marion Boyce. We are introduced to several other key characters, see a streetscape lined with classic cars. The scene of Sydney, 1961, is established. Taking its inspiration from the 1993 best-selling novel The Women in Black by Madeleine St. The series follows 2 earlier adaptations, firstly the 2015 theatrical musical Ladies in Black, which featured Tim Finn's music, and then director Bruce Beresford's successful 2018 feature film Ladies in Black. Director Gracie Otto is quoted in press kit as offering the inspiration as Mad Men, 2007-15, or The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, 2017-23, both of which are set in the same era as this series, and like this one, tell stories about women who are seeking to achieve a place in the world on their own terms. One Australian production that comes to mind in a similar style is Miss Fisher Modern, 2019. However, it also belongs to a tradition, or perhaps it could almost be a genre, of shows set in department stores which have similar tropes. The Paradise, 2012-13, set in 1875 and based on a novel about the founder of Paris, Le Bon Marché. Mr. Selfridge, 2013-16, the recounting of the founding of Selfridges in London between 1908-28. And House of Promises, 2022-23, set in a glamorous department store in 1920s Berlin, moving from the original book and various adaptations, all set in 1959. This television series is set 2 years later, suggesting that it is the next installment. The 1960s offers some key story elements. The post-war immigration boom, reflected in the migrant characters and storylines, burgeoning arts and culture, picked up in references to free love and French cinema, or The Push, a left-wing libertarian group that existed in Sydney, and reference to the contraceptive pill, released in Australia in 1961. None of these are offered in any detail, but they point to the context, as does the signaling of the sexism, classism and racism of the era from the first episode. This show's tribute towards the spirit of the swinging 60s includes several characters with sex on their minds. Lisa, Claire Hughes, a naive first-year university student, gets into a bad situation that she won't let streetwise Angela save her from. Faye, Jessica DeGao, and her husband Rudy, Tom Green, make out in a stylish Borg Isabella car he bought to keep her entertained when their babies arrive. But she isn't keen on having them yet and goes on the pill. In contrast, the terrifying Mrs. Ambrose, Miranda Otto, is the foil against all the other characters. Recruited from Harrods to be the new head of model gowns, we know from the first moment when she moves a vase of flowers a few centimeters it is her way or the highway. She epitomizes colonialism, seeming to loathe Australia and its messy local flowers. She sports a sense of English superiority, standing for the old world against modernity. People who love shopping are more likely to like this show than those who don't. Consumption and luxury department stores are, for those in the know, an experience that causes feel-good dopamine release, sometimes referred to as retail therapy. Whether one buys anything or not, it is a space where those who shop can imagine an alternative self. It has allure, creates desire and admiration for something beautifully made, cut, or crafted, and importantly, connects to the individual. The music is dominant throughout, and working hard for the story. When Angela is getting ready for work in the second episode, the lyrics aren't in English underpinning that she is a Lebanese girl from Redfern. Music connects well to the humor. Riffs of As Time Goes By, Dooley Wilson's tune from Casablanca, provide musical link to lines such as Angela saying, "Of all the department stores in all the world, he had to walk into mine." These references link characters and prepare